Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive good God and truth of your lives and the well-being of them, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now. If you think about anything around the world, right, that isn't stated more positive than anything negative about it, right? It's just negative of it. It's the neutral nothing. And the reason why it matters is your body is the same way. The only way anybody of anything, anywhere, can add up, stay, or be good as truth is to cross more positive always from the inside out at 360 degrees than all negativity. It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And it's the absolute bigger, better here and now than all negativity, because all negativity only subtracts to one neutral nothing, just one nothing of you here and now, that rightful, truthful way. And anywhere on the planet, it's not stated more positive than negative, good as truth, right? It's just negative of it, and it's the faith of you. See, all faith has positive variables, but no faith only teaches to cross back anything negative about it more positive than negative, right? And because of that, right, we don't know that anything bad, evil, or sinful is just a negative way on us, and we always have to cross back more positive to be good as truth. So thinking that things are bad, evil, and sinful in our lives, right, these are just negative things staying on us. And through the negatives and the extremes of them, right, it's the decay and disintegration of everybody, of everything, everywhere, good as truth, only doing more positive than that. And because we're blindsided with a lesser gnosis, a lesser knowledge through faith, and we don't understand that these negative things always have to come back more positive, that any bad, evil, sinful way of you is just negative to you, right? And you have to bring it back more positive. We don't do it. And wherever it's not happening around the world or with our bodies, it is the death, decay, destruction, disintegration of all things good as truth of us in reality check. I don't care who you are or what you're dealing with, right? If you take whatever negativity that's in your life, whether it be physical, emotional, or even the extremes of other people, you know, that is out of your control, the things that are negative to you, right? And from the inside out, right, you say to the here and now of you, what can I do to make things more positive in my life at 360 degrees, right? Right here and now, you see? And you go from that point and you only add up good as truth more positive than that negative. You will see that these negative things only crisscross to one neutral nothing to you, to one nothing to you. And this is how it works with all creation of existence of atom, matter, evolved. This is how you deduct all negativity from the reality check of your life. Look, I want to show you something. All faith teaches that Jesus died on the cross for your sins. But I'm going to explain something to you. Jesus did not die for the hallucinations of your sins. See, every time you state that something is sinful, evil, or bad, you are hallucinating to the reality check of what it is. You're not bringing it all the way absolutely to the reality check of what it is, and it's just negativity. And Jesus was only a man who was only one more positive, good as the truth of God of him, bigger and better than all faithful negativity. And when they tried to crucify him negatively on the cross, right, the thief recognized it, bonded more positive than negative with Jesus, right? And they stole their lives back from that fool and all those fools that hung themselves out faithfully to one neutral nothing. The thief rolled back the tomb, let Jesus out, sent him on his rightful, truthful way. He was the one that Mary seen when she asked where Jesus went. He said he's alive and well. He went that way. She gave him a kiss and called him an angel. And this is how this went. Because you can't kill something more positive than negative. You hear me? It only states it good as truth. That's the only way anybody of anything can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And it's the absolute bigger, better here and now than all negativity. You cannot suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die of that. That is the only absolute bigger, better here and now than anything negative about your life, negative about your existence, negative about anything, anywhere. And all else is just the faith of you. It's utterly lacking. It's been that way since Adam and Eve. If Adam would have crossed Eve back one more positive, then all negativity, they'd have been good. That'd been the truth. That'd been the bigger and better standard of Cain and Abel, and that'd been the absolute bigger, better standard of the world, because there's no bigger, better standard than crossing all you are, people, places, and things, more positive than anything negative about them. That only states all reality check from the mind through the body to the world, good as truth. And in reality check, all these diseases and ailments and all these aged out ways of us, right, are a result of not knowing to always do that through faith, because faith blinds us to what the negatives of us are, stating that these things are bad, evil, and sinful. And when you take on this and you say that this is bad, or I feel bad, or that's evil, and you just keep your mind set on those things as they are, for the evil, sinful, bad ways they are, whether they be your ways or somebody else's, you are just in a negative way for them. You're not shaking the negativity. You're not making it one nothing to all you are of reality, from the mind through the body to the world. And from the mind through the body to the world, right, you are the bad, evil, sinful, negative, decay, and disintegration, because in reality check, you're not always doing more positive than that. Look, all atom matter, creation of existence, right, is made of protons, neutrons, and electrons, okay? And no matter what science says, okay, any energies or any forces of reality, antimatter, protons, neutrons, right, Higgs bosons, Higgs fields, these are all just positive and negative energies, right, to the good truth of God of the atom matter you are. And like I said, these atoms are made of protons and neutrons. The electrons, right, or the electron, and surrounded by electron field. Well, anything that isn't you puts off its own energy. Any matter that isn't you puts off its own energy. And depending on your polarity, is depending on how you absorb it, either more positive, protonic, or more negative to the neutronic matter that you are, okay? And in reality, right, on the inside of the atom, right, are protons and neutrons. The protons are 2 up quarks, 1 down quark, and the neutrons are 2 down quarks, 1 up quark. Well, a neutron is the soul and the matter of you, but it can't stabilize itself, okay? It cannot keep and sustain its own positive matter. So it uses the proton to overwhelm it more positive than negative always. That's why no matter where you're at in life, no matter who you are, no matter how diminished, no matter how twisted, no matter how good you are, right, you're always looking for a more positive way than a negative one. But because you don't know, right, to only do more positive than negative, throughout your life you become perverted through this bad, evil, sinful articulation of your faith, or just being blind to the reality check of what you should do always, which is only cross more positive than negative. And because the neutrons of you can always be more positively overwhelmed than negative with your faith, right, it causes them to become slightly radioactive. And it's a snake of energy on the neutron. And just like on the outside of an atom, when a neutron isn't stabilized more positive and protonic, it's in a state of negative decay and disintegration back to the energy of it. And what happens, right, is in a neutron star, right, it pulsates with this energy and it becomes a pulsar and it collapses into a black hole abyss. And this is what you do to your body. But before that, right, that neutron star could last billions and billions of years. Now, I want to explain something to you. That neutron star doesn't have a mind of its own. It can never recognize to only do more positive than the negatives of it. So you could just imagine how much of a life you're cheating yourself out of by not recognizing that as a sentient being of reality, man. We are at the top of the food chain. And just like that neutron star, right, when You state with faith, right? Less than what's always more positive to keep you good as truth. No matter what kind of positive variables your faith has, right? It doesn't always state you good as truth, because if it did, that's all you would be. That's all the world would be for the faith of it. But we know that all faith is a bias to what is good as truth, one way or the other. It absolutely is. And no faith only teaches to bring back all things negative more positive, or it would be the faith of you. It'd be the good God and truth of you. And by you not doing that always, you're not bringing the negatives of you back more positive to the reality of you by digesting the world around you, right? These neutrons are snaked from positive to negative energy, and over a volume of time, right? To crisscross negative with negativity, the only way you can with faith, right? It's a snake on your matter and the soul of you, right? But it's also the incarnate she-he shafting devil of all people, places, and things. Listen, to cross negative with negativity is the she-he shafting devil of all people, places, and things. And it's the only decay and disintegration of you. And over a volume of time and extremes, it ages you out, you suffer out, and you die out of it. No matter how good your faith states that you are. Because in reality, there is no good faith as truth. Like I said, all faith has positive variables, but none only brings you to an absolute good way as truth always to be the bigger and better of all negativity. And because of that, man, you suffer it out with decay and disintegration, and eventually you die of it. Just infinitely negative of you here and now, right? With the devilish hells of you to never be you again. And I'm going to fight with all my might, with all my heart, my soul, my mind, with the Spirit of God of all I am, to save as many people as I can from that fate, because I know it's just such a short change on all mankind, God, truth, reality check. If you plug a plug into a wall, right, the positive has to outweigh anything negative about that plug, or you could potentially burn your house down, or you won't have enough energy to sustain. Okay, your body's the same way, man. You have to make it more positive than anything negative about you, okay, to keep you good as truth. You're half male, you're half female. Only cross more male with energy, more positive than anything negative about your life, and in a matter of it, to keep you good as truth, grounded out, with the negativity being one nothing, Christ-like, okay? And just like that plug, as long as that positive outweighs anything negative about that plug, right, there's zero chance that your house can burn down or you won't have enough energy to sustain. And your body is the same way. There is zero chance you can come to any harm that you cannot sustain, man, right? Or any negativity that can destroy you, being the bigger and better, more positive than that when you feel all from the inside out at 360 degrees. You can tell an animal, no, sit, lay, stay. They'll understand basic commands like that. Good boy, bad girl. But they will never understand to go do something more positive than anything negative about their lives. It's the only way that they can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And that good as truth is an absolute bigger, better of them here and now, alive and well than all negativity. No matter how smart that animal is, it will never get it. How about you? If the sun didn't shine more protonic than anything negative and neutronic about the earth, no life as we know it could exist, okay? Or keep existing. But as long as the sun shines more positive and protonic than anything negatively neutronic about the earth, there's zero chance that life will stop sustaining through it, through the bigger, better of the good God and truth of the protonic energy of it. And you are the exact same way. Listen to me, man. Only state with the mind of God, good as truth, a child of God, any God that you think of, right? Better be more positive than anything negative about it, or it's no good as truth in reality check, okay? The universe that you're in has only got you here and now, alive and well, more positive than anything negative about it, cradling you, man, as a child of God, man. And your whole existence is only supposed to be more positive than anything negative about it, man. We were created to populate all creation of existence of infinity. Good as truth, man, forever. You see? But we can't even get out of our own heads, our own neighborhoods, our own lives. Our children are being perverted with drugs and crime and hate, man. We have leadership, man, that doesn't always bring us to a more positive, bigger, better, good God and truth of us. They state that we are bad, evil, and sinful, and they turn us into victims and crooks with prisons, jails, wars. You know, this is insanity what we're doing to ourselves. And anywhere on the planet, it's not stated more positive than negative. It's no good as truth. It's just negative of it, and it's the neutral nothing. And I'm putting all that I am into making this world a bigger, better place. I've done it for the better of 20 years, man. And I'll do it for the rest of my life, you see, because I know in reality check, right, without the world and without us functioning this way, we are dysfunctional. And the only thing we can do is suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, and die of that. Listen to me. The state of one more positive than negative is the only light, joy, warmth, good God, or truth, holy with spirit, all will ever know or be. It's the only state that all inbody of atom matter evolved is stated good to the truth of God of their shape, form, and mass, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now. With the buildings, trees, you, me, everybody of everything, creation applied one to the here and now existence of all, God, truth, reality check. All solid, liquid, gas, plasma of the here and now. It's the substance, durability, and solidness. It's the value and volume of all things creation of existence to the reality check of their matter to be more positive than negative. It's the only way that states them good as truth to an absolute bigger, better of them here and now. And if a man or a woman alive and well. Where two or more atoms cross and bond, Christ-like, one more positive than all negativity, they make the good truth of God at every shape, form, and mass you can think of, not to exclude every dimension of time and space you can think of, and every shape, form, and mass of the God of all I am, of forever lasting peace, the absolute definition of the life of Jesus Christ, holy with the thief and Holy Spirit out of all mankind's negativity to one neutral nothing. I absolutely positively am. King Adamus, of all mankind, God, truth, reality check, I am the full thief man, God, King, 3 times male, Adam man evolved of all I am. And that is a fact of God check. That is God, truth, a reality check. Peace.